Hello, everybody. Welcome to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. My name is Dylan Lyles. Stephen Airy is running the board. He's waving to you for those of you that are listening to this audio. I thought it was funny to call that one out.
Hey, you know what? More people actually watch us on Facebook Live.
Well,
so.
and that's what I was getting ready to say, and that is why you need to be watching this also on Facebook Live instead of just listening to it, because you're missing a lot of the antics that is DOAE show.
And by the way, obviously, if you haven't figured it out, we are not live today.
Yes.
We're doing a little bit of a recording,
Yes.
but that's all right.
It was being led that we should make that disclaimer in case.
And by being led, I wanted to point that out just because, I don't want to.
No, because what he's saying is he thinks y'all are dumb.
No, I just don't want.
thinks y'all can't
I don't
figure
want
it
to
out.
catch people off guard, and I don't want people to think we're lying to them. So, in a veil to keep us honest on set here, that's what we're doing.
We're not live, unfortunately. I have commitments, as in the wife's birthday.
Which is understandable.
It is very important that I maintain that. So,
Nah.
we're
What
recording
he's
birthdays because you're only a year older.
It's not a thing.
But yeah, so that's kind of, I like living and
Yes.
sleeping in my own bed.
Yes.
That's why
That's a good idea.
we're recording now.
That's a good idea.
So,
Anyway.
but throughout the evening, when I can, and I will be responding to any messages, anything. Again, we all will be on we are on Facebook.
And we are Defenders of American Exceptionalism, and we are on Twitter, DOAE
Yes.
Show.
Stephen will be, I'm sure, will be live tweeting the whole time.
Heck yeah.
Keeping an eye on all social medias, and I will be doing the best I can as well.
Yes, I'll be trying.
Yeah, so we'll still be able to interact with you and everything else. Unfortunately, you will not just be hearing us and seeing us live. I apologize. Next week, promise,
Right on it.
we will be live and in the flesh. So
I don't like how that sounds.
I could have said we could have been here with bells on. Nah. We got a cowbell, and we're really happy about it. So
I'm very
hear a
happy about it.
cowbell, forgive us, but it's our new toy, and we love it. So
I love it so much.
It's the hardest thing I've ever had to find.
I know.
We got a great show planned for you guys tonight. One of the things we're going to talk, actually, the main theme, the running theme is California. And California, in case you haven't turned on the news or read a newspaper.
In about a month.
Or longer. California is on fire.
Yes.
California is literally burning,
Yeah.
literally and figuratively.
Yes, both legislatively and literally on fire.
Yes, it is. California, I'm at a point where I'm actually kind of hoping that something happens in the San Andreas Fault. The line just cracks and the state kind of drifts away because...
At least then maybe they'd be able to get some water.
Ding. We're getting into that story later.
So much new water legislation, guys.
Aside from the actual literal forest fire that's taken at least 5,700 homes.
It's about 3% contained now.
Displaced about 100,000 people. The governor, Jerry Brown, has been very active in signing some doozy of laws that we're going to crack into later. But first off, we're going to start off about the fire. That's a little bit more important.
Yes, that is a lot more
moment.
important. By the way, our prayers and our thoughts are obviously with the people of California.
Yes.
And there are tons and tons and tons and tons of different charities and other such things that are trying to help out California. The one that we always go to, obviously, is Mercury One.
Yep. Mercury1.org.
They are raising funds left and right for this. And if you go to mercury1.org, and you can either go to the general fund or they have a specific fund set up for California, they get people boots on the ground literally within hours.
Yep. These guys do not.
As soon as they know.
Around.
Yeah,
they don't play around.
Exactly. As soon as they can get cleared to go in, they are there.
Like a fat kid in dodgeball, they're out of there.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, thoughts and prayers are with them people. Like I said, it's. I couldn't imagine being woke up and chased literally out of your house by a wildfire.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I've seen some pictures, and it looks like a bomb's gone off. It's in neighborhoods.
I mean, for
completely gone. Yeah.
for all intents and purposes,
For all
that
intents
is
and purposes.
exactly what it is.
It's just, it's insane. Like I said, almost 100,000 people are without a home, and like I said, we're recording this on Friday. By the time this airs live, it'll
Probably be worse.
It'll probably gone up. We've lost 32 people have already died.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's so thoughts and prayers for the families and with the firemen too, because this is
it's huge. It's taking such a toll on these guys. Are working like 20-hour days.
Yeah,
cycling through, getting a few hours sleep, working 20-hour days.
Being a firefighter, they're not doing it for the money, and they're not doing it for the fame, because
that's for sure.
And it's not that they enjoy it, because fires are hot.
Very.
In case you weren't aware, in case you didn't know, fires are hot. Okay.
Fire hot.
Fire hot. It burns.
It burns.
Burns.
Fire burns.
I feel like we need to be doing the sloth.
And it burns. The Ring of Fire. I'm so glad you did it.
I love our bell. Anyway, so what? All right, I'm gonna segue us into the next little thing that we're gonna dive into. When you have a fire, what is the first thing you would tend to gravitate towards? Something
smoke. No.
Depends on what you're burning, actually. Stephen. No.
What's the first thing you think of with fire? Smoke.
What's the second thing you think of? Hot. No. When something goes down and there's a fire, what is the one thing you kind of reach for in to protect yourself, your property?
Obviously, water. Very
good.
Yes. Water. And with that,
Jerry Brown, Governor Jerry Brown, the governor of California.
Yeah.
He's been busy signing laws.
A lot of laws.
And not any of them thus far I've seen are any good at all.
Yeah. Well,
don't sugarcoat this. If there is even one good one, like for real, or even decent one, it's canceled out by all. It's
completely overshadowed by everything else.
It doesn't matter because everything else is, that's like being in hell with a pair of shoes on. It
doesn't really help.
It doesn't make a difference. Yes, you're wearing shoes, but it literally hotter than hell. No pun intended. Anyway,
womp womp.
I know. That was a half jingle for myself.
That's all you get.
But anywho, so yes, would you like to take this one? I know this was the look on your face when you were reading this was
the look on my face.
Classic.
The look on my face? Are you joking right now?
I couldn't see my face.
Yeah, I saw your face. That was good times. I'll tell you what. Oh, so there were 6 separate water bills that were signed. One of them was the Help for Failing Water Agencies Act.
So hold on, did he sign a bill saying they were getting out of the water business? And that's
No. This bill will allow the board to order a water system which is consistently failing to provide safe and clean and affordable drinking water to accept contract administrators. To accept a contract administrator who will be able to immediately implement a number of measures to help ratepayers. And also to create a long-term sustainability plan for the system.
So the government, which controls the water system now,
right,
has signed a bill
to implement another person
in the government. So basically, more government to have control over the failing.
A direct position over top of a direct town.
Oh, that's lovely.
Senate Bill 1263 in California is banning small water agencies.
Oh,
Now let me ask you: when you think small water agency, what does that sound like to you?
Wells. Maybe reservoirs, depending on.
Okay. Not
But
exactly.
even down.
Not exactly. No. See, when they say agency, they don't mean agency as in like a body of water. They mean agency as a company.
Oh, I was getting ready to say like actually banning, like I think it was Colorado did at one point, the banning the rain barrels.
Right, but that's not what this is. No,
Thank
this
God.
is making it so small cities can't have their own water like small cities and small water companies can't get involved
So
because they can't be regulated as well.
So you're saying little companies or little towns
Right, little towns,
cannot
smaller
have
water
their
companies.
own local water company.
Right, it has to be connected to a larger
They
town
have
that's
to-
more administrative.
Because there's so much water to go around in California.
Oh, speaking of which, Senate
You
Bill,
like the segue. See, we've done our prep work,
Senate
folks.
Bill 814, curbing excess water use.
Well, isn't that a coinky
Oh
dink?
my gosh, see?
We're not going to let more stuff come in, but we're going to tell you how much you can use. No, continue.
This legislation ensures that every urban retail water supplier has a tool to curb excess water use by customers.
You know what that's called, right? It's called a valve. You turn it and it shuts it off.
Shut the nozzle off.
Shut the nozzle off. I've got one outside my house.
You see, households that guzzle water while their neighbors and most other Californians abide by the mandatory reductions will no longer be able to hide and persist in their excess.
I like how they use the word guzzle. An official government bill and legislation is not complete
Guzzle.
without the word guzzle in it.
I love it. It's good, right?
And define guzzle for me.
A chugging,
Yeah,
a gulping down of, a constant,
no,
consistent chugging, gulping, using a lot of it.
I know. I'm.
How about this? While you look that up, while you're getting that data, how about an Assembly Bill 1755 that says that the government will now collect more data?
Oh,
It will, in effect, this Assembly Bill will in effect create, operate, and maintain statewide integrated water data platforms that, among other things, would integrate existing water and ecological data information from multiple data sources and provide data on complete water transfers and exchanges.
oh, that's magical.
Isn't that pretty? Isn't that good?
That's
good. That's so. I don't.
I
I just. I don't.
Okay, just for everyone's
Giggles.
measure, yeah, for giggles and everything else. Guzzle, the definition of guggle, it's a verb. Or
Guggle?
Guggle. No.
Google.
Google says that guzzle is a verb. It means eat or drink something greedily. Synonyms are gulp down, swallow, quaff down, swill.
See, there you go. I had it right.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure everyone.
Okay. Oh, and then there's another Assembly Bill for the irrigation water for users in the Front-Kern Canal.
Yeah, because we all know. Don't talk down to me about the Front-Kern Canal.
This bill
I've got
authorizes.
plans. I've got a vacation home out there.
This bill authorizes $7 million.
Next to Front-Kern Canal. My grandfather fished in the Front-Kern Canal.
Front-Kern Canal.
Talk down to me.
Authorizes $7 million in state money, which they don't have, to build pumps to move water north to Terabella via reverse flow pump back facilities still to be built. So they're putting more money into what that might actually be okay, because that's getting money from a canal over to areas that need it. It just happens to be further north where they should be able to get it from, the mountains that they have there But that's beside the point.
But then that would
here-
interfere. Hold on, that would interfere with the small water agency thing that they had before, or the help for the failing water agencies, or all if they use the water data from Bill 1755, they might be able to get all this stuff squared.
Here is one good thing. One good bill.
Okay.
This is the one good bill. Assembly Bill B, 2594.
Mm-hmm.
Capturing stormwater.
There we go.
Now check it out. Check it out.
Water barrels.
Look, for
rain
too
barrels.
long. Here's the quote. For too long, clean, crisp stormwater has been viewed as a problem. In reality, stormwater is a gift, a solution to the drought, said Gordon in a statement.
Wow. That's Rich Gordon, by the way.
AB 2594 allows those that capture stormwater to use it.
So they're giving permission to people to be able to use water that falls from the sky.
Yes. The government is now saying it's okay to use the water that comes from the sky.
I'm glad the government's there to tell me that I can do that.
I know, right? That's good times.
Not really. Not really. I don't. That's. Oh, and it gets better, folks. This is literally the
This is just the tip.
tip of the iceberg. It gets better as we go into the next segment.
Iceberg.
You just wanted to ring the bell. On the other side, we got some other crazy laws. Pronoun issues apparently can land you in jail. And apparently HIV partners don't have to disclose the information they have HIV now. So that's good too.
Hey!
We'll go into that a little bit deeper and much, much more on the other side. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. I started to start early, and I was like, oh wait, let's hold my breath. That's what you heard.
Oh, goodness.
It's one of them days. This is the joy of recording early. Like anything that happens that could go wrong.
It's gonna happen on the record.
Murphy's Law is in full effect today, and being Friday the 13th doesn't.
Oh, yeah, we're recording on
Help
Friday the
me.
13th, guys. Did you not notice that? Oh.
Yeah.
If you're superstitious at all, don't do anything on Friday. Oh, did you hear the story about that one flight?
Oh, the
flight that goes to the hell. Its numbers.
Was it Helsinki?
Yeah,
it goes
Helsinki,
to Helsinki.
But its name is Hell on the thing. It's
Friday-
666. It's Friday the
Flight
13th.
666 that flew on Friday the 13th. There isn't a snowball's chance in hell I would do that. Nope.
On the 13th hour.
Nope.
On the 13th hour.
Somebody state. Some.
Somebody did that on purpose.
Some flight director went.
That's funny, guys. That's going to be really good.
They'll never figure this one out.
That'll be really good.
You know what? Oddly enough, though, there was and again, I'm not a superstitious person.
Squirrel.
However, I did see a lot of 666s today. I really did. Like we've got a water purifying unit at my work, and it's like you just push the button and it tracks how many gallons are used.
Today was 666.
Today we've used 666 gallons of water.
You know what happened to me today?
I'm not kidding. I was taking bottles and filling it up, trying to get it fast so we could just dump it out to make it 667. Because I'm like, I'm not superstitious, but this is not right.
Whenever somebody says, I'm not this, but.
Oh, yes. We are recording. We unfortunately could not be live.
That's okay.
This week, I have
Hey,
family
you
plans
don't have
and
to
everything
go
else.
over
I'm
the
not-
excuses.
Shush. I got this. We have I have family obligations and things like that, so we are pre-recording this for your listening and viewing pleasure. We are on Facebook. You'll be able to find the video here of the show on Facebook. Defenders of American Exceptionalism on Facebook. You'll also be able to catch us. They still interact and make comments as Stephen and myself on occasion. We will be monitoring that also on Twitter at DOAE Show.
Right. And once it gets posted, you'll be able to see us on YouTube as well.
Yes, that will be done as well. We also
Please like, post, comment, share there.
the DOAE Show channel. Please like and subscribe.
Yes.
We just kind of opened and started that up recently. And right now we're doing just of the shows.
Of what we do.
Of what we do right now. But eventually as we do more, Facebook Lives and things of just us or side things that we do, those will go up as well. So.
Oh, and side note. Guess what's here?
We got swag. We just have to figure out how we're going to divide it up.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Yeah, we got swag. And unfortunately, you have to watch the video now in order to find out
what it looks
exactly
like.
Swag is that Steven is holding in his hand.
No, that's it. That's how you do it.
We're not going to describe it. We're not going to tell you what it is. There's no
You just
hints.
got to come and look.
It's awesome.
You got to come and look.
And you have to stay tuned because we are working on some stuff as to how we're going to get that out to you guys.
Correct. And if you want to keep supporting us and helping us out, you can go to patreon.com/DOA show. More to come on that as well.
What? All right. So we are talking about California.
Yes.
It is on fire.
Fire!
And it burns. Right before. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so literally it's on fire. Thoughts and prayers are with those people. But
yeah,
apparently during the chaos that is California burning, Governor Jerry Brown decided he was going to sign some laws.
A lot of laws.
I guess he figured California was not going to survive, so
Might
the
as
hell?
well just pass everything.
Exactly.
I'm just going to pass everything I want to pass.
It's here anyways.
No, everybody's going to either pass away or move because they can't handle the fires.
Yeah, or they're not going to have anything left when it's over with.
Yeah.
So, the last one we were talking about the wonderful water restrictions that he had. It was magical.
Oh, you guys need to go and check that back out.
Yes, definitely go back and pay attention if you've missed that. Which I say that like we're live. We're not live.
I know. But they
You
can
were
always...
yelling at me earlier.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I told you.
You did.
That's how it's going to happen. We're going to keep doing this by accident.
Just so you know.
This is how we work it.
This is
All
how
right.
we roll. Okay.
This is how we do
All right. Don't do that again. Trying to start this thing off and you keep messing with me. So one of the other wonderful laws, and this is where it gets really crappy. This is where, this will make your blood boil. Starting on January 1st, it will no longer be a felony. Thank you, Mr. Jerry Brown, Governor of California. It will no longer be a felony in California to knowingly expose a sexual partner to HIV with the intent of transmitting the virus. Long story short, if you didn't follow that, basically that means if an individual has HIV, he could knowingly and intentionally choose to infect someone else. He doesn't have to say anything, and he doesn't have to go to jail for it.
At all.
Really? At all. Well, no, that's not true. It goes from a felony to a misdemeanor.
Wait.
So you still get in trouble. I lied. Excuse me.
Okay,
you do
so...
still get in trouble, but it's no longer jail time. It's no longer on the lines of murder or everything else. It's just, we're going to give you 30 days of probation and a $500 fine. Thank you. Whereas this other individual is now carrying around a disease for the rest of their lives that they.
Wait, hold on. So I just caught up reading it here. The law previously punished people who intentionally exposed or infected others with HIV with up to 8 years in prison. The new legislation will lower the jail time to a maximum of 6 months.
Wow.
6 months, everybody.
Yep. Isn't that great? And that's the max.
A maximum of 6 months.
The maximum is 6 months. I guarantee you that usually for a first-time offender, it will end up being something as simple as where you're going to get 30 to 60 days of probation, maybe house arrest, and a $500 fine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, sure.
I know traffic violations that are more penalizing than this.
Yeah.
And
okay, so in this case right here, so What was the other case that we heard? We heard a similar case like this. An actual thing happened where a guy intentionally infected 7 or 8 people in London?
Something like that.
And
he knew it, and
he knew he did it the entire time.
That was his goal.
His entire thing was just to infect people so that they would die slowly, like he is.
Yep. He would even leave. He would
call them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He would either call them, text them, or something of that nature, and it would basically be something along the lines of, "Ha, you got burned," and then they would find out that they had HIV. And
right, you're gonna burn like me.
I got it that it sucks that you have HIV. It can't be fun.
Look,
it's got to be horrible. But how much of a douchebag do you have to be to go, you know what? I'm just going to give it to everybody, and I don't care. That takes douche to a whole nother level. I'm sorry.
Mama just killed a man.
With AIDS.
Put a gun against his head.
No, that wasn't a gun.
Pulled my trigger. Now that's what this song is talking about. Do you not know that?
No, that's not what that song is talking
Yes,
about.
it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Go look it up.
It was about drugs.
It was about AIDS.
It was about drugs.
Freddie Mercury was gay, dude.
I know he was.
Okay.
You can't have an overbite like that, be a guy, sing that high, and be straight. I'm sorry. Stevie Wonder could tell that. Stevie Wonder could see that he was gay.
Stevie Wonder looks over there. That man's gay.
Ray Charles could tell he was gay. He was blind and dead. Anyway. Helen Keller wasn't shocked. Let's put it that way.
And she couldn't see nor hear.
I was going to do an impression of Helen Keller, but I'm pretty sure that I'd get in trouble for that.
I think you would, honestly. I think that might actually get you in trouble.
That's a little insensitive.
A lot of insensitive.
Still funny though.
Anyway, so along with the HIV deal,
that's it, but just the whole. I don't understand how it is that people why do you think this is such a good idea?
Okay.
Like seriously.
Yeah.
It's the one of the sponsors, Scott Weiner.
Mm-hmm.
Which I find that ironic in and of itself.
Enough with the wieners.
Stop it. I know.
Stop with the wieners. You cannot be a wiener and be in public service.
You can't.
Stop it.
And
I don't care what you're doing.
And then
stop.
Sponsor a bill on HIV. I'm sorry, you're opening a door.
You just can't do it.
You can't. You gotta stop. You can't tell me you didn't see this coming, Scott. You didn't. You had to have seen this coming.
Scott.
I couldn't call him Weiner. The most effective way to reduce HIV infections is to destigmatize. It helps if I could read. I'm trying to not think of Wiener, and that's the bad part. So that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to destigmatize it. That's the whole reason why they made the law in the first place, was because it has a stigma, and they want to change that.
Oh, wait, so HIV doesn't have the stigma of death?
I didn't know.
Or they're trying to get away from that?
I guess. To make people, quote, to make people comfortable talking about their infection, get tested, and get into treatment. But there is no cure for HIV.
Wait, stop.
Okay.
All right. This is about people intentionally infecting others, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Then how does it raise awareness for people who don't know they have it and should get tested?
Mm-hmm.
How?
You got me.
That doesn't raise awareness for anything. It just lessens the punishment for somebody who intentionally goes out and gets another partner infected because they decided that it's too embarrassing for them to tell somebody else.
That's called spreading a communicable disease, which would translate into, starting of an epidemic.
Right, which is also jail time.
It should be. Well, it is. 6
months. It is right now.
6
it won't
months.
be soon.
6 months.
Soon it won't
Weiner
be
said
anywhere.
by destigmatizing HIV, the bill would encourage people to get tested, which will in turn lower HIV transmissions in the state.
All right.
So hold on. We're gonna lower the punishment for intentionally. And again, like Steven is trying to point out, the whole point of this particular thing are people who are intentionally doing it because they're douches.
Right.
Period.
They want to do it.
They want to do it because they're just jerks.
Yes.
And in order to fix that, to keep that from happening, you make the punishment less.
Of course that makes sense.
I'm going to let that sink in for a moment because I'm...
So Dylan,
Yes, Stephen.
yesterday I went and I found a gun and I shot somebody in the head.
This is not another Freddie Mercury song, is it?
No.
Okay, thank God.
I shot somebody in the head, Dylan.
Okay.
And 3 weeks ago they passed a bill that said shooting somebody in the head, they want to raise awareness to it. So instead of telling me that I committed a murder, instead what they're going to do is they're going to say, well, we know you shot somebody in the head, but, well, the gun wasn't yours because you found it. And, it's not really like you meant to do it, even though you intentionally shot the guy in the head. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of 25 to life and possible death sentence because you're in North Carolina, we're just going to say, we're going to tell you, okay, you get to go to therapy. And you're going to go to jail, but only for about 6 months. And you're going to get tested for possible psychosis. How's that sound?
I don't know. In this day and age, that might be still too much.
But no, that's that's so that we can raise awareness against shooting people in the head.
Oh. Well, in the name of raising awareness, I will do whatever. Twist my arm.
And speaking of raising awareness, we have another story.
Oh God, yes. This is the one that made me giggle. Now, on the surface, okay, and this is for seriously, for seriously. Okay, this at first made me laugh uncontrollably
Until
it sunk in exactly how horrific this actually is. Okay?
Yes.
Headline from the Daily Wire. Quote,
Okay.
California law allows jail for using wrong gender pronoun. Stop it. Yeah, so apparently one of the other laws that Governor Jerry Brown signed.
Jerry!
It's for those who work in healthcare who use the wrong gender pronoun when referring to a transgender patient could face jail time. And not just jail, prison, federal.
Wait,
prison.
how much time?
The new law signed last week by Governor Jerry Brown will punish any healthcare worker who, quote, willfully and repeatedly, unquote, does not use the preferred pronoun or pronouns of the transgender patient.
Okay.
Behind the bill is Democratic State Senator, guess who? Scott Weiner.
Again with the wiener.
Apparently, Weiner is busy. He's controlling. No pun intended. He's worried about See, Weiner's. No, but hold on. Don't get ahead of me. I can't even get my joke out. Okay? So, here we go. Weiner is involved in...
You need to clean that up a little bit.
I'm working on it. So, Weiner's involved in HIV and transgender pronouns.
It doesn't work.
We're going to have to stick with that because this is fun. And this just gets... Scott Weiner, who argues that no one will face criminal prosecution for using the wrong gender pronoun, even though the bill leaves a possibility open.
Wait, didn't it just say
just
that the
said-
bill's
I know,
meant to
I know,
prosecute
I know.
anybody who uses the wrong gender pronoun continually?
Quote, it's just more scare tactics by people who oppose all LGBT civil rights and protections, end quote, Weiner insisted. The bill states, quote, it shall be unlawful for a long-term care facility or facility staff to take any of the following actions woefully or wholly and partially on the basis of the person's actual or perceived sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, or human immunodeficiency virus status.
Well, hold on. Immunodeficiency virus status?
HIV. So basically, if you have HIV, you can't assume that the person's gay unless they come out and tell you that I'm gay or whatever.
Or whatever.
Yeah, that's the law, end quote. The law states that violation can be punished. Here's your best part. Can be punishable by a fine Quote, not to exceed $1,000.
Wait.
Quote, thank God it doesn't exceed $1,000.
Wait. Stop there. And go back to the HIV one.
To the HIV one. Oh, crap, I closed it out. HIV was that, but I think I remember that one, though.
What was the fine for that one?
Do
you remember?
No.
Do you remember?
Shut it down.
Do you remember?
The HIV. 6 months.
And
it was
fine?
6 months. It went. There was no fine. I don't think. I think it was.
Oh,
just 6
okay.
months.
So no fine for there, but it
was just 6
months.
months in jail.
Okay, so it was 6 months in jail. Now this one says a fine of $1,000.
Not to exceed $1,000.
Okay, or
quote, by imprisonment in the county jail for a period not to exceed a year. End quote. Or both.
So
both.
Intentionally giving someone AIDS.
Get you 6 months, maybe, as a max.
Calling someone him instead of her.
Or she.
Or whatever they want to be called can be up to a year.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's the kicker. This is, yes, and $1,000. Don't forget.
$1,000.
Here's the kicker. This is not just in general. This is not in the public. This is for healthcare workers.
Right. So this is a doctor or a nurse.
Or whatever.
Whoever.
So, all right, you're at your job.
Yes.
You do something wrong at your job. You intentionally, whatever, you keep doing something wrong. What happens at your job?
I get fired.
You get fired. Why didn't they have that as it and leave it alone?
Because they can't.
Because it's government overreach. It's California.
Because it's government overreach, and they can't say that you can hire and fire people. Mm-hmm. But then again, technically, all the hospitals in California, aren't they government run anyway?
Yeah.
They're mostly not private, and the ones that are private don't really care about the government overreach.
Oh, here, see, Weiner's a magical person. Apparently. Shut up. I said person. I didn't say thing. Weiner was also behind California's push to lessen the punishment of knowingly exposing other people to HIV, including through the donation to blood banks. We didn't read that part.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Stop. Mm-hmm. If you are HIV positive, you cannot give blood.
Apparently, here you can.
So in California, you can somehow give blood. They test for those things when you give blood. They test for your iron levels. They test for your platelet levels. They test for everything to make sure that you aren't giving infected blood.
Yep. That's why you can't, like, if you get a tattoo, you got to wait a year.
Yeah,
all that
because
stuff to
make
avoid
sure
infections.
Yeah,
apparently,
right.
It doesn't matter here.
So apparently, in California, you can just give blood willy-nilly.
Yep. Oh, and this is he also is behind the legislation that takes sex offenders off the sex offender registry.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
In that same bill?
It's a legislation. That's what it says. And legislation.
So the Weiner's really into sex, gender, and
yeah, I was gonna say I'm starting to see
affiliation.
I'm starting to see a pattern with the Weiner.
Yeah. Apparently, all Wieners, especially ones that are Democrats, all Democratic Wieners, really, really enjoy the sex and sex talk and sex, gender understandings and other such things. We need to get Wieners out of government.
This is a tweet from Mr. Weiner. Governor Brown just signed my legislation reforming the sex offender registry so that only the most serious offenders have to stay on for life. Now, I'm sorry, but who decides?
Can I? Governor Brown signing Weiner's bill. I just can't. It's there.
It's there. It's just nuts. Again, let's go back to the crux of this before we have to go on to break. Here's what's bad about this, folks, is that now you're talking about jail time.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech.
Right.
Just saying the wrong word doesn't get you fired. It gets you a $1,000 fine in jail time.
And you lose your freedom of speech.
And you've lost your freedom of speech.
You lose your freedom.
Apparently in California, you're losing your house and everything you own that's precious to you material-wise to fire and
et cetera, et cetera,
and,
et
yeah,
cetera.
And the wiles of nature. And now you're losing money and your freedom to a governor who apparently thinks the state's just going to kind of fall off into the ocean, apparently.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is a fun time.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
On the other side, we got an even better story for you.
We'll leave it at that, though.
It's a fun one. Let's just say that we're going to title the next one Irony.
Yes.
Oh, we'll be right back. You're listening to American Exceptionalism, Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. Be right back. And welcome back, folks. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. My name is Dylan. That's Steven.
Hey.
We are not live.
No.
Ah, fooled you. No, we are recording this one.
Not it.
Yeah, that's my fault. I got plans for Saturday, and so we are recording this, but it will be aired live. You can catch us on Facebook, Defenders of American Exceptionalism, Twitter at DOAE Show, YouTube channel is DOAE Show. It's a little hard to find at first, but apparently some little girl's got the same name.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. But she's got like one video. I think don't worry, we'll take over.
I don't really understand that. How's that even possible?
I don't know. She's a little girl. She beat me to it. Whatever.
You got beat by a girl. That's good times.
Not
That is
cool.
good times.
Cool.
Speaking of getting beat by a girl. So we've got a great story to end the day on.
This one's gonna make you giggle.
So here we go. We've got
Yes.
United Methodist Church Bishop.
Can I? No, I'm gonna do it this way. Can I do it this way? Because this is fun. This is fun.
Okay.
I'm gonna read.
Okay.
I'm gonna read the headline,
Sure.
and we're gonna let it all sink in. We're gonna marinate in this, okay? And I'm gonna read this slowly
Okay.
because we can't make this stuff up.
No, we really can't.
Okay.
We really can't.
Lesbian,
Yep. Okay.
lesbian
Yep.
bishop
Okay.
calls Jesus
Yeah.
a bigot.
Wait.
I'm gonna start again.
Okay.
A lesbian
Yeah.
bishop
Calls
Jesus
Yes.
a bigot.
No.
No, she did.
No.
It's right here.
No.
Internet said so. So I believe everything the internet
Well,
said.
no, this is from PJ Media. Okay.
Yes.
So I believe that this actually happened.
May not have been the way it is being said.
But okay, so United Methodist Church Bishop Dr. Karen Oliveto is not only a lesbian, she also believes
And
that-
publicly teaches.
that Jesus was a bigot filled with prejudices.
So let's stop there. Just that alone is and you see why I've decided to name this section of the show Irony.
Bum, bum.
I mean, how do you? One, I've never understood people who try to reconcile the whole I'm gay and can be a Christian thing.
Right.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
And then I'm gay and I'm a Christian and I'm also a pastor.
Yeah.
Or a form of leadership, bishop, priest, whatever. Never accepted and understood that part. And now this individual has apparently gone to the nth power of Jesus is a bigot and full of prejudices. So my question to this Dr. Karen Oliveto, what's left to believe then?
Okay, so she does say that Jesus grew and changed, and that's her point.
Wait, what? Start that again? I don't...
She does say that Jesus grew and changed.
Yes.
And that's her point.
What do you mean he grew and changed?
If Jesus can change, this is a quote now. If Jesus can change, if he can give up his bigotries and prejudices if he can realize that he had made his life too small, and if, in this realization, he grew closer to others and closer to God, then so can we.
Wait a sec. So, hold on. He grew closer to God. How much closer can you get than the Son of God? I'm just curious.
I mean, when he says things like the God, the Lord and I are one.
Yeah, you can't get much closer than that.
None come to the Father except through me.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Well, and I don't recall. See, first off, this is, and again, we're not even out of the first paragraph, folks. Okay, so she says that Jesus was a bigot filled with prejudices. Then she comes down here and goes, "Well, if Jesus can change and he give up his bigotries and prejudices,
yeah,
when did that happen? That's not biblical."
Okay. Maybe she'll clear it up.
Maybe she will.
Maybe she'll clear it up. Let's go through it. Let's
keep
see.
going.
Okay, hold on. The United Methodist Church has been on the descent into oh, this is a little bit of their apostasy for years now. While the denomination is currently in the midst of their 75 weeks of praying about accepting homosexuality.
Wait, T.O.
Sure.
So the church is having problems with the apostasy.
Right.
Is praying.
Haven't gotten to the best part yet.
Is praying about accepting homosexuality?
Accepting, not exempting.
That's what I said. Accepting.
Yes.
Please, God, can we do this, please?
Well, here you go. They have long allowed pastors of their churches to go against their current beliefs on the matter.
How do you?
Since 2005, she has been a non-celibate lesbian, officiated several same-sex marriages that were held in the United Methodist Church she pastored.
I'm going to ask you, folks, if you're in a church that the book that you're reading says one thing.
Nope, here it is.
And you come back and go, well, I don't believe that. Then what are you believing it? Why are you there?
But here it is. Here it is right here. Next, this really cleans it up.
That's like hold on, but that's like being a carpenter saying, I don't want to use a hammer.
Well, I mean, then don't and
But
fail.
You're not a carpenter.
But fail. Don't and then fail. So this clears it up. All right. Olivetto's teaching, that's the pastor. Olivetto's teaching covers a range from normal, progressive Christian beliefs, the denial of exclusivity of Christian faith, and the denial of the authority of the Bible, to name two. However, it's her direct attack on certain Bible passages and biblical figures that has caused some within the UMC to be concerned. Some to be concerned. Writing for Juicy what? I can't pronounce that word.
I don't know what word you're at. I'm trying to find it.
Ecumenism. Juicy ecumenism. John Lamperis warns about a sermon that Olivet preached in 2005. In her sermon during the closing worship, she criticized St. Paul for casting out demons on a slave girl, which is Acts 16, by the way. He wrote, Olivet encouraged her audience to question the traditional interpretation of this exorcism, that it was an act of liberation for the girl, negatively comparing Paul's response to the slave girl to her subsequent saving of the jailer.
This lady is. Again, I'm going to ask you, if you're going to claim to believe something and then you pick it all apart, I don't get the point. Why are you wasting your time?
I don't get it. She's not. Okay, so she goes on and she attacks Mary, and she attacks Mary Magdalene, and obviously she's attacked Jesus. You can't go and just change the idea of it. It's obvious that she either doesn't know the scripture or she knows the scripture so well that she's decided that she's going to use it to manipulate every word and just change everything
the
about
fact that you can turn around and say that Jesus is a bigot with a straight face is unlike anything.
Jesus isn't a bigot now.
Well, but again,
Jesus was a bigot. Now he's not.
yeah, but when did this change happen?
This happens when he,
when
this
he's
was
hanging on the cross and he goes, "Oh God,
Yeah,
I was
I mean,
wrong."
that's no, well, because before he was, he was a bigot because he was always at the Jewish temples and he was always learning from the Jewish teachers.
This is, I don't know. This is the last paragraph of the thing. If Jesus was imperfect, fail number 1. If he was bigoted and unloving,
okay,
fail number 2.
There's 2 if statements.
Those are all ifs. There is very little reason to listen to what he had to say and to look at him for salvation.
That is true.
That is absolutely true. Well, actually, yeah. Frankly, that's probably exactly what Oliveto is moving towards, a complete discarding of Jesus and the Bible altogether. Which, why don't you just go, I don't believe the Bible, and be like an atheist or something?
Well, because she doesn't want to be an atheist.
Well, not an atheist. What's the one? My brain is dying on me here. What's the one
where they believe in a God?
There's something, but they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Agnostic.
Yeah.
Agnostic. Why can't you do something like that? Why do you have to take and destroy what tradition, 1,000 years in biblical fact and truth?
I don't know.
What is wrong with you?
But it's not really about it's about destroying the entire situation of it. It's not about going through and being yourself. It's about taking something that people have a faith in, that they understand, that they believe in, and it's taking that and twisting it to a point to where it's no longer recognizable. That's what's going on.
It's the whole thing is ironic. It's when I saw it, I had to read it 3 or 4 times to make sure I completely understood that I was reading what I was reading, and then I thought this was a gag. And,
well, the devil's in the details.
Dun. Wordplay. Okay. Oh, folks, we're going to get ready to roll out of here. Thank you for losing.
Thanks for losing with us. Thanks for losing with us.
Thank you for listening and tuning in. We really appreciate it. We know there's other things you could be doing on a Saturday night.
Yep.
But we really appreciate it. You can find us on Defenders of American Exceptionalism on Facebook, DOAE Show on Twitter, DOAE Show on YouTube now. Woo. Let's see. Saturdays 9:00. Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartRadio.
Now.
Yes, sir.
Google Play, anything else?
Google Play, anything else you get it.
Heck, I found us on, Podcast Republic? Yes.
There you go.
We're there.
Heck yeah, man. So we appreciate everything y'all do for us. Thank you for the support. We love you guys so much. If you got anything, any comments, questions, concerns, you want to call us losers, you want to tell us we're doing a great job, anything and everything, reach out to us. We like to engage and discuss. Y'all have an awesome, awesome week. We'll catch y'all next time.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.